Greetings and welcome to Spider-Man Gamport's channel. This time we're going to work on Ghosts and Goblins. We'll stick with Capcom. I just worked on the DuckTales, or Disney's DuckTales. The cart's, of course, in used condition. I'll have to clean the contact pads. But, yeah, it's a nice cart. Let's get busy, take it apart. Something interesting about this particular cartridge is this screw right here does not want to come out at all. So it's a trick. You put pressure right here and then work it out. In case anybody else has that problem or issue with it, you know, a stubborn screw on some of these posts right here and here. Yeah, just put a little bit of pressure to separate it so it doesn't just fly apart on you and you lose your screws. That's obnoxious. Alright. Oh, let's go ahead and do something else with tradition. Color combinations. White goes with the top part of the Ghosts and Goblins. Blue, and then the red with the red. Does it work? Look good together? Yeah. So, that's that. Yeah, I definitely need to clean this board. That's a huge solder blob over the H. Man, that's almost obnoxiously huge versus the rest of the... That's a lot of... Anyway, there's a lot of material there being used. Sorry about all the jostling around. Alright, Sanyo chipset. Did you get the chipset? Take a corner. Boop, you got it. Alright, I'm going to bring it down a little bit closer, so give me 1 second. Alright. Ghosts and Goblins. This is probably what is one of my first Nintendo games to play. This is just the name alone. It just... something that, you know, sparked my interest. I was like, ooh, Ghosts and Goblins. Well, maybe it should be pretty good. And then you see the Capcom label on here, you're like, oh, yeah, you know it's going to be good. And then when you bring it home, can't beat the first level. No joke. I could not beat the first stage, and I was like, man, I hate this game. It's so hard. What am I doing? What am I doing something wrong? Am I not picking up a right tool or something? Or am I not using the right weapon at certain times? No, it's just a really, really hard, complicated game to play. But that within itself is the reason why I was drawn to it. Out of all the most difficult games I've ever played, this had to have been one of my more, you know, trial and error ones. In 1 second, I gotta adjust the pop filter. Yeah, that way you don't hear me breathing in it like Darth Vader. Have a wheeze or something. Yeah, I definitely needed to come in here and clean this one. But yeah, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I rocked at that one. I mean, that one's really fun. That's a great game. I love the double jump. You know what I mean? Like, you can double jump. I love that. Well, with this one, I even with game enhancer codes activated, it's still quite unbearable, and I can only get up to the town. You know, you go past the graveyard, you go past the towers, and then you get into the town, and that's as far as I can go, is up to those, oh, you know what? Give me 1 second. Here we go. I could not get past these guys right here. You know that one stage? You know, like, and you go up and down the ladders, or, yeah, ladders, and yeah, it's this guy right here. I couldn't get past them. They take so many hits, and I was like, oh, come on, what are you doing? But yeah, it's the official Nintendo Player's Guide. called Big Man. Alright, I wanted to make sure that I got it right. But yeah, those guys were just, oh man, I was never ever able to get past them. Then they hork out a big huge loogie down on you, or regurgitate, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to say the word. You know, it starts with a V, ends with a T. But yeah, that's just as far as I can get on this game, without any codes going and all that. I have a code video of me running the assembly, and I found all the things I really needed to be able to beat the game. So I was happy with that, but some of the codes are a little imperfect, if you want to call it that. Like it doesn't work the way I really want it to, especially the jump code. Armor code too, it kind of, I don't know, it's tricky. You have to turn it on and off. But it's not the only game that has that happen, so sorry about that. Alright, here we go. ASMR. Oh, okay. One second. Okay. AMSR in 3, 2, some commentary. Back in the day when I would go looking for rentals, namely for Nintendo rentals, I would always see this one available. And I would always, you know, admire the box art and think, hey, maybe I should get this one and play it again and see if it's any bit, if I can get anywhere on it this time around. And then I would rent it, and I would only get so far, but I'd get a little bit further every single time I would rent it. And then I picked up a copy, and then I was able to have the ROM, and I played it on the emulator, and I found it was just as difficult on the emulator than it is, you know, on the console itself. And I started making a little bit of cheat codes here and there on it. I think the longest code it took me to find was the armor. I could not find that code at all. And the one that I did find, it's a little imperfect. Where if you activate the code, you can't get past the stage. Sorry about that beeping, that's my dehumidifier being full. Anyway, as I was saying, you can't get past a specific part of the second stage because the game will just, it'll have you slide right off of it while the code's active. You just blunder, basically. And it's like, why is it doing that? And I really don't understand what is going on with this particular game title's coding. You know, like, is it a direct port from arcade, or is it something entirely different, written specifically upside down or backwards, or something where the values are odd? Because we've seen other games that have those really odd code sets where they're not written like you would a uniformed, elegant line of code. It's more of a, it's over here, and then this one's over here in memory locations. It's just really, it's like sporadic and jumps around all over the place. It's like, I wonder who wrote that one. Okay, I think this side is good to go. That really polished up. Nice. Let's work on the other side. I was happy I was able to find it in the official Nintendo Player's Guide. I officially, you know, originally thought I missed it. Like, oh great, is it not in the magazine? Like, I was just misremembering something, or another one of those moments of a Mandela effect. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of that on YouTube lately, is the Mandela effect stuff. Because I don't know, man. I remember things differently than what they actually are now versus what they were then. You know, like even on the Goonies, I could have swore that Sloth said something about eating Rocky Road. It's not just the Baby Ruth part, but he also goes Rocky Road and his own unique way of saying things. And it came out really funny. Unless that is now being removed from movies because of copyright or trademark or something like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody owns the rights to that particular type of ice cream. Yeah, I keep misremembering things. If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, go ahead and take a look at it. It's how you spell certain things, or just like the, kind of the norm where you see like the Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstein Bears, and how it's spelled differently. Characters, like cartoon characters, either Curious George had a tail or it doesn't have a tail. Does Frosty the Snowman have a red scarf or not? Little things like that. Which generation or which Mandela effect timeline were you from? Yeah, it's kind of curious. Sorry, I see something on the board here. Give me a second here. Go ahead and zoom it in and see if it actually sees it too. Not to digress, just that right there. See a little bit of a. Just want to make sure that. Oh, and it doesn't even connect to anything either. There's no trace off of it. Good. Okay. No worries. Answered my question. All right. Let's go ahead and work on the ASMR. In 3, 2, 1. Ghosts and Goblins. filter again. There we go. Okay. Now, the crazy part about this particular game titled The Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins. Well, I know this would be the first one, but Ghouls and Ghosts on the Genesis was awesome. There's no double jump though, and I think that's the only thing that's missing on it. That's the reason why I love Super Ghouls and Ghosts so much. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I'm skilled at. I really enjoy playing that game. I can beat it twice through, like you're supposed to be able to. And the first time I figured that one out, I could not believe that you needed to beat it twice through. See, I beat Super Ghouls and Ghosts first before I could even attempt to play this one through the first time even. Like all the way through. And then trying to get it to go all the way through a second time? Ugh. Yeah. It's a fun one though. Very difficult. If you're up for a really, really great challenge, this is the kind of game that you would want to challenge. Like, it can't be an easy challenge, so this one right here is a challenge. Ghosts and Goblins. I can't believe that it's on so many different consoles too, though. I mean, like, it's on this. I believe it's on the Spectrum, Commodore, Commodore Amiga. I think there's prototypes on a few other consoles too. It's just, but some of their music for some of those are really, really impressive. Like you hear that musical score and you're like, ooh, I like that one better. Too bad the Nintendo didn't have that particular musical score. Well, maybe the Famicom version does have a better sound music towards it. I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure. But that would be very cool if they did. Yeah, I can't wait to get myself one of those Sharp FC Twin, Famicom Twin. I'd love to get that one, get my hands on that, because then I'd be playing the Famicom disc cart, the discs as well, and I would be able to produce codes for those through emulation. Because then I would have a physical copy of it. I'm not willing to make a code video for a game that I do not own. It doesn't seem right to me. But that's just me. I did make a Genesis code video. I believe they're in Pro Action Replay for Ghouls and Ghosts, and there's stage select, so you could skip stage 2. You don't have to worry about falling inside of that sandpit all the time. Infinite armor, I believe. There's a bunch of other things too that I found for codes for it. It's really fun. It allows you to see the game without having the burden of dropping like a fly, just bleh, all the time. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I found the weapon roster. I found everything but the Golden Armor's special attack ability timer all the time. I figured I really didn't need it much. Shields, the 2 shields that you can get in the game, I didn't grab those. Yeah, a few other codes here and there. I'll talk about them when I actually get to the game itself and start cleaning those up. But the code videos are already up, in case you're interested. I've been going through the code set for this one quite a bit lately too, just to see if I can find a couple more I'd say really awesome codes for it. You know, like those kinds that are just kind of stand out. So I'm going through all the memory as I possibly can without it corrupting or crashing, because every time I crash it leaves audio behind and it locks up my system, so I have to restart. Would you look at that? Oh, that's a productive day. Woot woot. Got 2 carts done in one day. Yay. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put this together. We'll try it on set the console, and I'll see you guys really, really soon. Hey everybody, I am back. This time we're going to play a game of Ghosts and Goblins. Game Enhancer. Very happy with the contact pads. They shined up brilliantly. Alright, here's the cheat codes. You have them, hit pause. Right. And here are 2 more cheat codes. The armor code works flawlessly. However, I will not be using it. I'm going to put in the invincibility code. You have it? Hit pause. So, yeah, infinite lives. And the invincibility, I think that'd be perfectly fine to demonstrate the usage of the game. That's invincibility. And infinite lives for players 1 and 2 is going to be the next code. With a minor amount of research, many can find code after code for this particular game cartridge. Let's have some fun. And to avoid copyright problems. Suffice to say, the game is working flawlessly. Nice thorough cleaning, and it works, you know, right away as soon as you put it in the console. What more do you want? Couldn't ask for a better outcome. Yeah, these big men are crazy hard to kill, even with the lance. Even making them like maybe 3 hits each, it's still a lot. Yeah, I can see this with the dagger. I can see maybe with the fire it'd be like 2 or 3 with the fireball at the end. But like, come on, man. Oh, dose on that one. Oh, alright. It's funny fall between them. Yeah, I very seldom, if I ever, get to this point in the game. I couldn't believe that you had to beat this game twice through in order to actually win. Wow. That moment I was turned into a frog, I was like, is it ever going to change me back? Oh no, that's the cheat code's problem. That's the reason why it isn't used all around. Oh, man. Well, now we get to find out. Yep, infinite lives. Woo. Alright, well, this is good enough for me. You guys go ahead and take care. Have yourselves a wonderful day.